guys, and welcome back to the Protein King channel. So today in this video, as promised, I'm going to be showing you how to calculate your macros. Basically all you'll need is a laptop or your phone and a pen and a piece of paper just so you can write down what your macros are. So yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it just so that this video isn't too long and too boring. So yeah, let's get started. So first thing that you want to do is just hop straight onto Google and type in IIFYM calculator. And I think it's the first one that pops up, which is just IIFYM.com. Go into that site, and then as you'll see, it asks you a whole bunch of questions. So I'm just going to use myself as an example. I think one of the most important things with when calculating your macros is to be 100% honest. If you put in your weight as 5 kilograms less than what you actually are, you're not going to get the results that you're after, and your macros aren't going to be 100% personalized. And the same goes for the activity levels. So if you are lightly active, active or very active, be honest with yourself. I'm just going to go with lightly active because I do spend some part of my day on my feet, but I don't have a very active I'm not active at school, I just sit down. So lightly active with that one. How many times a week do you work out? So I work out 6 days a week. And again, with the times that you're working out for, be honest, no one else is going to see your macros except for you. My cat is about to meow, I apologize. So yeah, same goes with how hard you work out, your intensity. So there is light, moderate, difficult, and intense. Yeah, so I think I went with moderate. I just really liked the last one. Don't talk to me, don't look at me, I'm here for a purpose and I might die. I thought that was really funny. So I went with moderate because I do push myself quite hard, but I can still hold a conversation kind of thing. So basically from that you get your BMR, which is your basic metabolic rate, which is how many calories your body burns by just being alive. And then your TDEE is your total daily energy expenditure, which takes into account your activity levels and all that sort of thing. So that is an estimate of how many calories my body burns throughout the day, including my job when I'm at gym and all that sort of thing put together. So next up, it shows you how many macros how many calories you should be eating. So there's 1,822 for fat loss. Then maintenance would be the same as your TDEE, and bulking would just be more. For the sake of this one, I'm going to go with the fat loss just because my macros that are calculated for myself are actually 1,800. So I'm just going to go with that one. And then if you go down, just click on IIFYM, and all this sort of thing I just leave as it is just because it gets a bit too scientific for my liking. And then you just go down to the bottom and it tells you what your macros are. So 234 grams of carbs, 103 protein, and 51.9 fat. It gives you a fiber goal as well, and then obviously your total daily calorie goal as well. So now that you know what your macros are, I hope everything kind of falls into place, things that I've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. So with that number, say for example you're allowed 200 grams of carbohydrates a day. How you split that when you eat that is completely up to you. Some people prefer to have a really high carb breakfast, a high carb lunch, and then a low carb dinner. But I think it kind of depends on you and your lifestyle and just finding what works for you. So for example, I have a really high carb breakfast just because I find that it keeps me fuller for longer. And also I'm either at school or at work throughout the day, so I can't really have an actual meal. So I'll just snack on things like carrots, Quest bars, Quest protein chips, peanut butter, fruit, whatever. Obviously I count it all towards my macros, and then for dinner I'll just see how many macros I have left over and then kind of just make something at the top of my head with that. But for the first couple of weeks, kind of until you get the gist of counting your macros and using MyFitnessPal, I would recommend meal prepping, like a lunch and a dinner, and then planning your snacks around that, just so that if you do need to grab an entire meal, you know exactly what macros are in there, how much carbs, how many proteins, how many carbs, how much protein, and how much fat is in that meal. It gets easier, like I said, after the first couple of months it'll be like second nature. If you are still not 100% sure about IIFYM, or if you still have any questions about it, I will put my email address right here for you guys. I have actually just created this email address as well, just so that I can directly interact with you guys. You don't have to like go through my Instagram or anything. So hopefully you guys have some questions for me. But yeah, just a couple of tips to look for when you are shopping. I would recommend comparing products. So say for example you're looking to buy rice. So you take one thing of rice, another thing of rice, check the serving size, make sure that you're comparing like a similar serving size. And I would always go with a lower macro option, because then you get to eat more of it. I think if you guys are just starting out on IIFYM, I would avoid doing the higher sugar, more flexible dieting approach, just so that for the first couple of weeks that you are doing it, you can really see if your body is changing and if your body is reacting or responding to IIFYM. Because if it does respond to a really clean eating approach, then you can kind of start introducing a few more flexible options. With MyFitnessPal, I would definitely recommend getting that, just because it makes life so much easier. Like, you can literally just scan the barcode of a product and it pops up and you just enter the amount of grams that you're having, and there it is, and it like calculates everything for you. It adds everything up and it tells you how many macros you've got left for the day and all of that sort of thing. So definitely would recommend it. Download it and then kind of just take like maybe like 10-20 minutes just playing around with it, checking out all the features. You can enter your macro goals as well. So yeah, it's all really personalized, really helps you out, and would definitely recommend. That is like the basic IIFYM thing. Like I said, if you guys have any more questions, please email me. That email address is for you guys, for me to interact with you. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!